Hey guys, so I am super excited because today I'm going to be sharing with you my 2024-2025 10th grade homeschool picks. So it's crazy to me to be talking about the next school year, but it's basically set in stone what I'm going to be doing with my 10th graders. So I figured, well, my upcoming 10th grader. So I figured why not share it with you guys, because I know you're probably in the planning stage for next year and maybe this video will be helpful to you. I know there's not a ton of creators on YouTube that have kids that they are homeschooling in high school, so I definitely wanted to get this video out for you guys. This channel is just kind of like a passion project of mine. If you know, I do have a cleaning channel and that's kind of like more my job, and this is like just something that I think is super fun because I'm a huge homeschool nerd and truly love talking about homeschooling. So I thought I would let you guys know what our plans are for my son's 10th grade year. I do plan on putting out some videos with some reviews of the curriculum that we used this past year. So I'll talk about it a little bit in this video, but I do plan on putting out like full-fledged review videos for you guys so that you can see the curriculum, see what I liked, see what I didn't like, and decide for yourself if you want to use that curriculum. I'm a big curriculum junkie, like self-proclaimed curriculum junkie, curriculum nerd, whatever you want to call it. I love curriculum so much, and I have been talking a lot about it on this channel. I am not afraid to share my opinion. I will tell you guys that right now. And if you check out my channel, you're a regular viewer, you know that because I have some spicy videos on this channel. Just flat out in the title, it says what you're gonna get from me. I am not afraid to say negative things about curriculum companies, but I also am not afraid to gush about the curriculum companies that I love or the curriculum that I love. Now, the company as a whole, usually they're, that's a different thing than whether the curriculum worked for my family or not. However, my last video, or maybe a couple videos ago when I talk about Gather Around, it's kind of the company as a whole, as well as the curriculum not working for my family, that I don't appreciate and have always felt was icky. So anyway, go watch that video if you haven't already. And if you did watch that video and you don't like me anymore because of the views I've shared, well, then you're probably not my people. This channel is for my people, the ones that understand that we could have discussions about things and not, disagree and not like dislike each other. You know what I mean? I am not going to sugarcoat things and just like, prance around because I'm afraid to say something negative about a curriculum. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm just not. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. So if you're looking for someone who's going to give you their honest opinion about homeschool curriculum, homeschooling in general, then you're in the right place. All right, let's just jump into these curriculum picks before my little toddlers disturb me again. So first up, we are 100% going to be using Shoran Math again this school year. We used Shorman Math. It's an online math curriculum for my son in his 9th grade year. He took Algebra 1 and it gave him a half credit of geometry. And so for 10th grade, we're just going to continue with that. We've had zero issues with it. We actually love it. And so he will be taking Algebra 2 with the second half credit of geometry. It's been absolutely perfect for our situation and our family because you can knock out that geometry credit within those 2 years instead of having to have a separate year, since he did have a medical crisis in his 8th grade year and basically missed an entire year of school because it happened at the beginning of the school year. So that has been wonderful for us in that sense, but it's also an amazing curriculum. I will do a full review of it at some point once he finishes his first year. I don't want to do a review until he's done or almost done, which he's close. He's probably a month and a half away from completing it. But he's a very math-minded type of kid, so extremely very good at mental math, and math just comes naturally to him, so I will say that. But we have had zero problems. I feel like it challenges him, but also we don't have any issues with it, no technical issues, nothing. So It's worked great for us. I'm so glad we found that. It's been perfect. The second subject I'm going to talk about is science. So science did not go quite as smoothly for us this year. Partly my fault. We started off the year using Gather Round's curriculum, which I talked about this in my Gather Round video, the chemistry one. I knew that it wasn't going to be like a full-on chemistry curriculum, so I also got Life of Fred chemistry to kind of read on the side as well. And I thought combining that, I took tons of chemistry in college, so combining all of that, I thought that we could kind of do our own like fun chemistry type, you know, class, like kind of make it our own, you know what I mean? Make it fun and include the younger kids as well. I ended up not liking the Gather Round curriculum at all. Like, it just was not for us. It was very, some people have said this and I could not agree more. They said this in the comments of my video. It was very like, it reads like Wikipedia. And I'm sorry, it's the truth. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, I just refuse to try to like, just in order to not be mean or rude, not say the truth. So anyway, that's how we felt, and it was very much just, it just didn't work. It was not good. So a few months into the school year, I got BJU's chemistry, which I talked about in that video as well, and I will do a review of it when we complete it. But since we started it a few months into the year, he's obviously, I mean, not obviously, but he's not going to finish it this year. I'm not going to like push him, you know, it's chemistry, it's, you know, a pretty robust topic, so I'm not gonna like push him to finish it this year. So I'm just gonna have him keep going until, I'm thinking like the end of May-ish is when we will, depending on my little ones, is when we'll take our summer break. I'm not sure how long of a summer break we'll take. I'll talk about that in another video, but anyway, I will have him just kind of take a break from it for a month or two and then pick it back up in his 10th grade year. Now, something else is that when we got it, I didn't buy the lab kit, and I should have. I wish that I would have, because I just didn't know how much I would like it. We've used BJU for Spanish in the past, but that's the only, I've never used their science, and so I just didn't know how it would go, but I ended up really liking it, at least the chemistry. So I am going to just kind of, he's not really doing the labs. I'm just gonna let him keep going, and then over the summer, I'm gonna purchase the lab kit, and so in 10th grade, he will start doing the labs as well, and we'll probably have to figure out how we're gonna do that. When you purchase it, it's for 20 months. I looked it up. You do get 20 months, so that is good. So that gives you almost 2 years, 4 months shy of 2 years to complete the curriculum. So I think that that will give us plenty of time, and so we will add in the labs in 10th grade. I think that will be something fun for just him and me to kind of do together. My daughter, my youngest, she will also be 3. So I think that will be a good time for me to try to do a lab. You know what I mean? Like at 2 years old, like at the beginning of this school year, labs would not have worked with her. She stopped napping this year. Like it just wouldn't have worked. And so I think it's going to be a much better time for our family as well to do the lab. So anyway, that is math and science. Oh, and we never read the Life of Fred chemistry book. So we are going to, I think, start reading that soon in this year. I'm very fluid. I'm starting to, so like, yes, I'm talking about his 10th grade year, and yes, I do kind of make plans for what we'll do, but I don't hold myself back. I'm not like, okay, so we can't start this until next year. If my child is ready, I feel that the grades are kind of arbitrary. Like if we're ready for it, we're not taking a break from school at the moment, we're homeschoolers, we can do what we want. So I've told people, I'm like, I'm the CEO, I'm the school board, I'm the principal. Like I get to do what I want. We make a lot of sacrifices to homeschool, and so I can at least have that, right? So anyway, so we'll probably start reading that soon, but it will continue into next year. So, and also for chemistry, I'm trying not to like just talk. So I know some of y'all just want me to get to the point, but then other of you say you like my chit-chattiness, so I don't know, I can't win really. But so I'm probably just gonna stick with what I like, which is being a little bit chatty, but trying to push myself along as well. So anyway, I also want to put up like the periodic table, and I want to include my younger boys more in the next school year with chemistry. So I will talk about that. They're very young. They're 7 and 4. They'll be 7 and 5 at the beginning of this next school year. So, you know, my 7-year-old will be like 7.5. So I feel like they're old enough to kind of have fun with chemistry. So I'll talk about that with their subjects, because how I'm including them is going to be, you know, obviously different for him than what I'm doing for my high schooler. But anyway, we're going to really just kind of full on immerse ourselves in chemistry. I want to get some living books for chemistry that for my oldest, which actually this year is kind of leading me into the next subject. But this year he did Sonlight for history, Bible, literature, and language arts. And he did the level J, which is history of science. And so he said it's been cool because it does kind of coincide, which Sonlight and BJU are not affiliated. But as he's studying chemistry, he like learning about atoms and things like that. He's reading about that in his history of science curriculum. So I cannot wait to review the Sonlight History of Science Level J for you guys once we're done. I'm like dying for him to be done so that I can review it, because we've loved it and I cannot wait to share what we've loved about it and everything. And there are some cons, there's cons to everything, but for the most part, we've loved it. Can't wait to share about it. But anyway, so that has been really cool. You know, the Sonlight science, and that I need to look into this. I don't think Sonlight has like science for the upper levels. I know they have it for the younger levels. Spoiler, I'm considering that. I'm not set in stone with my younger kids, but I'm considering it for my younger kids. But I don't know if they have it for the upper levels, so I need to look into that. But he did the history of science. That was a lot of fun. So anyway, I do want to get some like living books for him that have to do with science, some biographies that have to do with chemistry, just kind of make chemistry fun and exciting. And since we're spreading his chemistry over 2 years instead of just 1, I think that we can do that, you know. We'll have a little bit of flexibility with that. So that's another pro to this. And just another pro to homeschooling. So anyway, very excited for chemistry. I wanted to do something like that at the beginning of this year. That was kind of my ideas with the gather round and everything. But gather round was such a fail, it kind of discouraged me. So anyway, we're going to pick up the pieces and we're going to keep going and we're going to make chemistry fun. I know we can do it. So anyway, now into his history, Bible, literature. So this one is not totally set in stone, but I do think I love Sonlight, like we've loved it. So I do think we are going to do the American history level. So it's like level 100, I think is what it's called. Because they just have so many amazing books. My son has loved, you know, just reading a ton of really high quality literature. I talked about this in my The Good and the Beautiful curriculum, how he did a little bit of The Good and the Beautiful in like 8th grade-ish. When he was sick and recovering, and it was just so like blah, the literature. Sonlight chooses like actual tough classic literature, which we love. So I think we will continue with that. My only issue, to be honest, is that all of the notes, they give you these amazing notes to go along with the reading. He doesn't always have time with all of the reading and everything else he's doing, which I'll share with you guys. He doesn't always have time to like read the notes for Sonlight. And so that makes me think, okay, if we're not necessarily using that, you know, we are using the schedule they give us, which is really nice to have. But I could just sit down at the beginning of the year and like create a schedule for reading for him and pick all the books ourselves and maybe look at Sonlight's list, but look at other lists of books that he could read for American history and just do it that way. So I'm really considering that, and I'm sorry that I'm making this video and I haven't decided. I will update you guys and let you know, but I just wanted to get this video out. So he's doing American history this year, and he's going to do it kind of like Sonlight, but we might just not use Sonlight. We might kind of make our own. And that also brings me into the language arts portion. We are not going to be doing Sonlight's language arts this year. It was cool. It was really cool. I liked it a lot because he would be reading these books, and he'd have 2 books he's just read, and they would have him write a paper comparing and contrasting those books and things like that. And we really liked that. That was super cool. But it was kind of a lot throughout the year, and it just got to a point where it was kind of like butting heads with him to do it, and I just thought, this isn't working for us. And so I want to find or I want to do a writing curriculum that works for us. So we love just a bunch of reading. I'm a big proponent of that. Just a bunch of reading. I mean, he's 15. Like, he doesn't need to be learning grammar and spelling and stuff necessarily, you know, but reading good literature, he's going to be learning all of that just by reading. So we are going to use Write Shop, and I showed in a unboxing haul that I purchased it for my younger kids. I actually already had it for him, and I just never used it. So my oldest and my little ones are going to use Write Shop because they have levels for everybody. So, and then we're just going to tailor it to our needs. My main goal for him is to just be writing Monday through Friday. He's actually a very talented writer. So I just want him reading tons of books and writing almost every single day. I am kind of more fluid and flexible when it comes to English and language arts and stuff as the kids get older. So that's my plan for his history. Just going to read a bunch of American history type classic books. For his literature, same thing, just reading a ton. For his language arts, he's going to be doing Write Shop and just writing Monday through Friday, kind of making it flexible, tailoring it to us. Bible is a different story. So Bible, I didn't love through Sonlight, honestly. Like, I like the books. But he read some really good books as far as the Bible goes. But I didn't like they just have you read like certain Bible verses, and then they have you memorize a Bible verse, which is just a little bit too much and kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't really work for my teenagers. So we are going to use Not Consumed. We're going to do one of their studies. I haven't decided which one, and so I will do an unboxing once I purchase all of that curriculum. So stay tuned for that, and you guys will see like what books I end up purchasing if we do get Sonlight or not, just what books we get, and I will also show what Not Consumed Bible study we do. But we're going to try that. Also though, there's another thing that we might try, that is like you're just writing a Bible verse a day. And so we might do those 2 things for Bible. But to be honest, I didn't love Sonlight's Bible. So that's why we're going to go that direction, just doing more of like little Bible studies throughout the year. I think we'll get a lot more out of that. Okay, so finally, he is going to take a couple of classes at his Homeschoolers private school that he goes to twice a week. So this past year he did study hall. They have first, second, third, and fourth period. You can pick what classes you want to take. So we picked second and third period so that he could be there for lunch to like hang out with his friends. And then we also picked that because fourth period is at the same time as chess club, and so he can't have a fourth period. So we're going to pick that again. This year he did study hall, had lunch, and then did health and fitness, which he has loved. It's been kind of like a PE, but then they also study a textbook and everything. So that's been wonderful for him. I wish they had just PE, because we would do that again next year. And I might actually suggest it. That reminds me, I need to suggest it, see if they'll add on just like a PE class or something. But so far, they don't have that. So what our plan for this year is to do study hall again. Study hall was really good for him because everyone's family situation is different, right, with homeschooling, and you have to do what works for you. For him, he's kind of doing a hybrid situation. And that is just because it's difficult with my little children, you know, trying to teach him as well. So this just kind of makes it work for us. So study hall has been really nice because it's very loud here with all these little children. And so it's nice for him to just be able to get out of the house in the quiet, and they watch, and then he has someone watching, making sure he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, which helps also because I can't be watching him constantly. Like, ideally, teenagers still need to be watched to make sure they're doing their work, right? I just can't always be doing that with taking care of the little ones. So it's nice that he's in study hall where he's not allowed to use his phone, and he has to be doing something productive. There's a teacher there watching. So That was great. So he's going to do that again, and then go to lunch with to hang out with his friends. And then, which we do so much like activities and stuff, but it's especially the little ones. It can be harder with him, like in our homeschool groups and stuff. And so this helps make that to where he can kind of hang out with friends. And then instead of health and fitness, we are going to be doing this year statistics, like probability and statistics, I think it's called. They use Life of Fred. They list like the curriculum they use. They use a Life of Fred, which I am so excited about because I love that curriculum. I'm very interested in that curriculum. So they use that, and then also Carter is very much like a percentage statistics like type guy. That's just the way his brain works. And so I think he's just going to find this topic interesting. So it's going to be kind of like an elective class for him, I guess, because he is already taking a math class, you know. So this is just kind of like an elective, which is funny. That would never be an elective I would have picked as a kid, although I am, you know, he gets the math gene from me, but that's just not something I would have picked as an elective. But for him, it works. It totally works. So I'm very excited about that. And then as far as his extracurriculars, he's going to be doing chess club again. That has worked wonderfully. Him and my 7-year-old have done chess club for almost 2 years now. It's once a week for an hour and a half. They're actually there right now, and it's so good for both of them. And actually, a lot of times me and the little ones will stay, and they have like a little kid room where they can just play. And so we play with our friends that have the younger siblings and stuff. And so it's really helps me build community, make mom friends, help my kids make friends with other kids in the homeschool community. So it's been really good for us. Lately, I've been kind of like stuffed up, and it's just getting kind of hard to stay. So lately, I've just been dropping them off, but we will stay sometimes again. But anyway, that has been wonderful. He also did chess tournaments. He did a few chess tournaments this year, maybe 2 or 3. So I want him to do that again. If I were to look back on the past year on things I would improve upon, I would have him do a few more chess tournaments. So we didn't sign up for all that were available, and he doesn't have to do all of them, but I just want him to do a few more than he did last year. Maybe double it. So maybe do 6 chess tournaments this year. I don't know about double it. That's a lot, but you know, close to 6, more than 3 is kind of what I'm thinking for this year. So they have where they meet, the chess club meets, but then they also go to tournaments, and Carter's really good at chess, and it's super fun. So anyway, yeah, he did at least 3. Maybe he did 4. Anyway. Then his other extracurricular activity is golf. And this is something that was definitely like kind of a fail in our homeschool year. I felt like for the most part, everything went really well. I was really happy with most of his curriculum and everything. But a fail was golf. He just didn't golf enough. And I think a big reason for that was our routine. He wasn't sticking to his routine, which is a little bit of a struggle with having a teenager, to be honest. It's just hard to like keep them on their routine and everything, you know. And he's a really good teenager, like very sweet, innocent, really good teenager. But that's just something he struggles with, sticking with his routine. So he wouldn't be done with school, so then he wouldn't be allowed to go practice golf. He still had golf lessons and everything. He didn't do any tournaments in golf this year. Now, he did have a health crisis where he was super sick and stuff, so he's kind of getting back still to being more physical. But he is going to do golf tournaments this summer, and so I'm hoping that will be kind of a jumping off point. He'll golf a ton this summer, do tournaments, and then we are getting better. We're kind of working on his routine and working on discipline and him having more self-discipline and everything towards the end of this school year, trying to improve that issue we have. And so then hopefully all those kinks will be out, and then the fall will be like a well-oiled machine, gets his schoolwork done, he can go practice golf, all of that. So that is, I think, everything for his school year. I hope I'm not missing anything, but we have math, we have science, we have English, language arts, we have Bible, we have statistics, we have, am I missing something? Oh, science. and then like his elective or his extracurricular, like his sport, like golf and chess and stuff. So I think that's everything. I know I've talked your ear off. I am truly so passionate about homeschooling. I absolutely love it. You may notice we're not doing any dual enrollment or anything yet this year. If you want to know like my thoughts on homeschooling in general, I will link down below my homeschooling high school like tips and encouragement video that I made. So definitely check that out because I talk about my thoughts on dual enrollment. Now, you know, I can always change my mind and everything, but I will not be changing my mind for 10th grade. For sure, he's not doing any dual enrollment. He's just not ready. Like I said, we're still trying to get him into like a better routine and being a little bit more self-sufficient and organized and all of that. So we're working on that type of thing. Oh, I will also say that chores is another thing that we did better this year with his chores, but I think there's still room for improvement. So I'll probably make a whole video on here about chores, but that's another thing that he does do chores. He takes out the trash, he unloads the dishwasher, like he has certain chores he has to do. But anyway, I'm going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give this video a thumbs up. That just tells YouTube that you like my video. Maybe they'll share it with others. Definitely subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I post new videos. I'll see you next time. Bye.